Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to convert a static HTML template into a WordPress theme. And the template we're going to be using is from freecsstemplates.org. It's called Escalate, and it's a very simple, clean template. We just basically have a logo area, a navigation bar. We have a main post area with, these are just static HTML posts with a title, a metadata info, and an image in the text. So obviously we'll be converting this to WordPress, and we'll have a sidebar widget area as well. And then the footer is just a simple text footer. Alright, so I have a default WordPress installation on my local host, and this is where we'll be developing. This is where we can actually see the results of the theme. Okay, so you can use any text editor you want. I'm going to be using Sublime Text 2. I'm going to create a new project so that we don't have to keep going through Windows Explorer. So let's see, if you're using Sublime Text 2, you want to do add folder to project, and this is in my, let's see, I'm going to go to my htdocs folder, which is in my Dropbox, and WordPress. Okay, so this is just making it so I can connect to the WordPress, to this site right here. Alright, so what we need to do is inside of wp/content in the themes directory, we want to create a new theme. Okay, so we're going to say new folder, and this is called what? Escalate. Alright, so now we have our Escalate theme. Okay, we need to add a couple crucial files to this directory. So the first thing we're going to do is create a style sheet. So we're going to save this inside the Escalate folder as style.css. Okay, and we also need a folder called header.php. Okay, we also need a file called footer.php. We need a file called index.php. And let's see, new file, we need page.php. We need, let's see, functions.php. This is where we'll store all our functions. And page.php is basically single pages. Let's see, we also need a file called single.php, and this is for the single blog post. When you click on a title or the read more button and it takes you to that post, that's single PHP. And I think that's it. Oh, we also need a sidebar. Okay, so don't let all the files overwhelm you. I'm going to go through each one. This should be sidebar.php, and that should do it for now. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we need to write a few crucial comments in style.css. WordPress uses this for the theme name and just to connect to the theme. And we can go to wordpress.org, and they should have a snippet. So let me just search for style.css snippet. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's see, directory code snippet. Let's see. Let's go to the documentation. I'm not exactly sure where it is. Let's see, theme development. Yep, here it is. Alright, so I'm just going to copy this and put that in here. And you don't need to have all of these. Let's see, we want a theme name. So the theme name is Escalate. You want to put your theme URI, so this would basically just be your website. Alright, so the author, just put my name, author URL, just put the same one. Description, this is a simple and clean WordPress theme. The license we'll keep as general public, keep that. Tags, you can have tags, don't need that. For text domain, we're going to put the name of the theme file, which is Escalate. Okay, and we'll get rid of this. Alright, so that should do it. Now all of our main CSS will go in this file as well. So let's save that. Now we need to get the HTML theme files or template files. So I'm actually going to open a new window so we can look at that code as well. So new window, make this a little smaller, and I'm going to add folder to project, and I just want that HTML folder. So this is the actual HTML file. So let me just open up. We basically only have the index file and the CSS file. Now what we need to do is grab the header code, and let's see, we want, just going to take a second to look at this and figure out what we need to take out and put in the header file. We're going to want the top of the document down to, let's see, where this wrapper ends. Right here, so that's the wrapper end. So we'll probably header wrapper. Okay, so we want that. The menu we want in the header PHP file. Let's see, page, where does that end? Right there. Okay, page BG top, content. You see where that ends, right there. So you can probably grab from the content. All right. Yeah, so let's grab from this content all the way up. We'll copy that, paste that into the header.php file. And I'm just going to get rid of the comments here. Alright, so header goes all the way down to the content div. So let's save that. And we're going to be adding dynamic code in here so that we can actually make it a WordPress theme. Let's see, now we want the footer content. So we don't want the post. That's going to be in the main index.php file. Then we have our sidebar. This is where the content ends. So we're actually going to grab from the ending content div all the way down. We'll copy that and put that in the footer. Okay. And we're going to have a separate sidebar file. So we'll grab from here. Let me just see where this ends. Right here. Okay, so we'll just grab all this, cut that, and this is where we want the sidebar to be included. So what we want to do is say PHP get sidebar. Okay. Alright, so we'll save that. Now let's grab all the CSS. Okay, I'm just going to grab all of it, copy and place that into right here. Let me just get rid of this. Alright, so our CSS file is complete. So we want to add some code to our header. Alright, we want, let me see, we want to get rid of the static meta tags. We can keep the content type. The title, we can actually use the blog info API, so PHP blog info, and this is title. Okay, so what this will do is bring in the dynamic title of whatever page we're viewing. And as far as the okay, so this looks like we're using some fonts from Google, and then the style CSS, we don't want to have that for the href. We're going to do PHP blog info style sheet URL. Okay. Let's see, that's good. And then under that, we want to add PHP WP underscore head. And this will bring in any other head content that needs to be there. Alright, so let's see. So the goal is just to take out the static content and put in the correct WordPress PHP code. So for the template, this logo or the title, we want to be this here, okay, which is I guess the site name, and then we have the slogan underneath. So we're going to replace this static content. So we want to say PHP blog info, and you can look all these APIs up, this blog info, on the WordPress documentation. So this is going to be the name, so basically just the name of the site. We can change that inside of the WordPress admin area. Same thing with the actually, we should probably do that before I forget what it actually is. So in the back end, let's go to settings, general, and the site title I'm going to change to escalate, and then I'm going to just grab that. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to take the link out. I don't think we can do that. So let me just get this link out. Alright, so save that. And now we want to replace the slogan here with we'll keep the paragraph tags. And then inside here, let me just copy this. And this is going to be description. Alright, so that'll grab that from the WordPress site. And the last thing we need to do right now is replace the navigation. Alright, so I'm going to delete this unordered list, but to get the dynamic navigation, we want to do PHP WP underscore nav underscore menu. And that'll bring in the menu. So I'll get rid of this static one. And we'll create, I don't know if we'll create these exact pages, but we'll create our pages after. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to save that. And let's see what we can add to the footer. We have our call to our sidebar. Let's see, the footer here. We could put a widget here, but I'm just gonna leave the text as it is because we're not really gonna change this. So footer is basically done for now. Okay, so header, footer. Now we want to deal with the index.php, and that's basically the home page. So we need to create. Well, first of all, we want to call in the header. Yeah, so we'll say PHP get header. The index PHP is basically the gateway to the home page. So we want the header, and then we also want the footer. Now we're not going to say get sidebar because we have that inside of the footer file right here. Alright, so the header, footer, save that, and let's just say test right here, and I want to actually install the template and see if we can get it up and running so we can see our results and see it as we go along. So what we need to do, I'm going to open up my WordPress folder, which is, let's see, okay, so this is my WordPress site, and we're going to go to content, themes, and well, actually, yeah, so we actually don't need to look at that right now. So let's go to appearance, themes, and here we are. We have our escalate file. We can include an image of the template, which we'll do after, I guess, but let's go ahead and activate this. Alright, so it's activated. Let's visit the front end and see what we got. Alright, so that looks pretty good. We have the dynamic site name. We have the slogan, which is coming from here in the settings. And just to make sure, let's just change this to, we'll say escalates. Alright, so that changes that, and it also changes the page title. So put it back. Alright, so we have one page here called sample page. I'm not sure what will happen. Alright, so our page.php file isn't set up yet, so we're just getting a blank screen. So what we want to do now is set up the index.php file, which for right now only has this line test, aside from the header and the footer. So let's go to our header, index. Okay, so here's what we want the main blog roll, all the feed, I guess. And let's see, we want to style it a certain way. Well, first we'll just put the code in there so that we can make it dynamic. Alright, so the posts, they run on a loop. So we have to create a while loop. Alright, so we'll say while have posts, which is a function, the post, and the syntax here is just it's a little weird to me, but it's what's required, I guess, so you have to deal with it. Some of this stuff I'm not really sure why it is the way it is. Let's see, while post, I think that's right, and then we want to end that. We can say PHP end while. Oh, we want to have another parentheses here. Alright, so that's the while loop. So everything we put in here is going to iterate over each post. So what I'm going to do is create, I'm going to say article. Well, actually, shoot, this template is XHTML. I'm actually going to change this to just HTML. Alright, so now we're using HTML5. That's fine. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this too. Just have the HTML. Alright, so now we'll be able to use HTML5 tags. So back to the index page, we're going to say article ID. We want each post to have its own ID, so we're going to say ID post, and then we want the ID, so we can say PHP the ID. Okay, I think that's right. So that'll attach this post dash whatever the number, whatever the ID. So that way we can actually single out certain posts if we want to from within the feed. And then after that, we need to say PHP post class. Okay, so that'll give it the classes that it needs. Okay, so let's put in our ending article tag. Okay, so now what we want is we want the title. Well, actually, now is where we can grab the code from the original HTML template. So let me get that. Let's take a look at that. All right, so let's see. We stopped the header at, where did we stop it? Page, I believe. No, content. All right, content. So let's see, under content, let's grab this div class post. Just make sure. Yeah, so we'll just grab this first post. You know what? Let's not even use the article. Yeah, let's not even use the article tag. I don't know. I usually put that in there for my themes, but I'm just gonna. This is gonna be just copied. So put that in. I don't want to add anything to the template. I just want to show you how to convert an existing template. Alright, so the title, if we leave it the way it is now, it's just going to show the static information. Let's actually see that. Let's save that and take a look. Okay, so there's just one post, so it's showing us the static content. So let's go ahead and change this. Whoop. So for the title, we want PHP, I think it's just the title. Okay, so if we save that and look, the title should change. Okay, so it changes to our post. We have one post. We have the Hello World post. Okay, so the title is now dynamic. So what else do we want to change here? We want to change, let's actually, so it looks like the actual text starts from here and ends here. So we want to replace that. We'll say PHP the content, and inside we want the text for the read more link, which we'll just call read more. Okay, I think that's, so let's, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the original HTML. Let me just copy that and put that back. Alright, so so this whole line is the post. Alright, so let's try that. This text should now be replaced with our actual post. Okay, is that all that's in there, really? Oh. Let's actually grab some sample content. This is just the lorem ipsum site. You can just grab just gobbledygook just to make it look like a real post. Okay, update. Alright, so there's our text. Now for the image. So for the image, we want to replace, let's see, where does that start? Right here. Div class entry. Okay, I'm just going to replace the image here with some dynamic code. We're going to say PHP the post thumbnail, and we want the full image. So that should, we didn't upload the image yet, but I just want to. Alright, so let's go to the post, and I believe if we upload the image just into the post, then it'll show there. Alright, let me just try to upload. That's from the I just want to open the theme folder. Themes, escalate. Oh, we didn't bring over the image. Alright, so these are the images I'm actually going to upload, these two images. So I'm going to click Add Media, select Files, Desktop, HTML, Images, and we'll get this first picture. And I'm going to, down here, for size, I'm going to say full size. I'm going to insert into post. And I will center it. And let's just see what happens here. Alright. Actually, you know what? That's not where, all that's doing is showing the picture in the actual post. I want the featured image, which isn't available because we need to add it to our functions file. So let me just update that. Okay, now let's go to our functions.php file, and we want to add theme support, and this should be post thumbnails, and we need our PHP tags here. Alright, so let's save that, and then if we reload the edit post page, I guess we don't get that. Huh. Well, we might have to enable it up here. Revision, tags, slug, comments. Huh. Not sure why that is not showing up for us. I mean, that should do it. Functions.php. Let's make sure. Post thumbnails. Oh, I don't have my quotes. You need quotes around this. Sorry about that. So now if we reload, now we have our featured image. So let's select that. Okay, set featured image and update. Hopefully this works. Alright, perfect. And we are running out of time here, so I'm going to stop the video here and start the next one. So next what we'll do is make this meta bar right here dynamic.